private placement memorandum, and also how we could attract good people, good investors. The investor types will also be discussed in this module. If your investors will not be participating or actively running the project with you, but will depend on your efforts to make a profit from the monies that they invest with you, you have probably created a security. Of course, if it's only one party that is bringing all the money with you, just one party, you could do it as a LLC, joint venture, and you could bring them in and give them some kind of job so that they are also involved in the operation as little as possible, but still involved in making some decisions about major capital layouts and things like that. So then it's not a security. But if it's two or more people pooling money together, like the syndications, that is a security. Now in that case, you will need to hire a securities attorney to draft your PPM, that's the private placement memorandum, the subscription booklet, it's called, that's the second piece of the offering, and then operating agreement of the LLC or LP or whatever entity that you are forming the syndication in. We have usually been using LLCs, and they seem to work quite well. For each investment, for each asset, we use it separately, different LLCs, so that there's liability doesn't flow from one property to another, and so on. So there are three parts: the private placement memorandum, the subscription booklet, operating agreement, and along with these three things that the syndication attorney put together, we have to give lots of exhibits along with them, maybe sometime in the tune of 12 to 15 exhibits. Along with it, the sales contract, executed sales contract, the P&Ls, 12-month trailing, profit and loss statements, the last 6 months, last 3 months, the rent rolls of the last year or 2 years, then also current rent roll as close as possible, the due diligence report, any other term sheets on the loans, the product brochure. Product information brochure is a very big part of the offering also, along with everything that I've discussed. Plus could be the contracts, the different leases on the property, the special contracts that we would like to have the investors know, which could be major contracts or smaller contracts that the property that we are buying is already have them on there, and they'll be forwarded to us as buyers. And there might be some other things. As much as information we could provide to the investor. Phase 1 study, I'm just thinking third-party reports, capital improvements that they have been put in there. So all those things are needed along with these big PPM, subscription booklet, operating agreement that constitutes an offering to the investors. Now you won't really begin that process of paying $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 to the securities attorney unless you have a signed contract and the clock is ticking from that point forward when it's executed. Then the due diligence period of 21 days or 30 days or 45 days if you can get that lenient from the seller. But usually 30 days is what they agree on, and you got to get your team ready of the contractor, property inspection people in that area to get them, and also lease audits. You have to do the lease audits, make sure all the leases are what they told us and all the rents on the leases are the same as the rent roll shows, and their deposits, all of them to be counted and all that, and also looking at the deposits of the bank statements. So everything that the seller is telling us, we want to make sure those are right because we are the buyers and we are buying. PPM and all these subscription booklet and operating agreement takes about 30 days for a good syndication attorney, securities attorney to put it together. And about a 60-day closing date, then you will have just about 2 months to really talk to the investors and also to get the money from them into the account of the property. Remember, they have to fill out all the right pages in the subscription booklet and the private placement memorandum and the operating agreement. There are places to sign and things like you want to give time for the investors to take your offering and show it to their CPAs, their chartered accountant, their financial advisors, so that they understand what the risks are involved in this offering. Of course, if you get longer time to close, like maybe 90 days from the execution of the contract, that's when you get 2 months to raise the money. And then if you are 75-day close from the close of execution of the contract, then you only have 45 days to raise all the money once the PPM is ready. The offering is given to the investors and you're sharing with them, looking at their goals and everything like that.